The thrill of being on the river, the companionship of my friends, the lifestyle that it's given me. Main reaction when people say I have a death wish is really probably humor. I have a good laugh and then explain to those people that it's not so much of a death wish as it is a life wish. I really want to live life as thoroughly as I can, get as much out of this experience that I have the opportunity to live. My name is Tyler Bradt. I'm from Montana in the United States, and I'm a professional whitewater kayaker. Whitewater kayaking is the art of navigating a kayak, which is an enclosed watercraft, down a section of rapids or waterfalls. Whitewater kayaking can range from active, moving water to demanding, extreme whitewater. Within extreme kayaking, there are many different disciplines. There's waterfall kayaking, there's creek boating, there's extreme racing, which has been a big part of the sport that's been popping up recently. But for me, my main focus is extreme kayaking and multi-day expeditions. Right now we're on our way into White Salmon, Washington. It's one of the best places in the United States for kayaking, and luckily for us, there has been a little bit of rain recently, so the rivers are up, and we've got some whitewater on our hands. The kayaking community is a really close group of friends. We share the same passion and the same low-profile lifestyle.
Good to see you, bro.
Living the simple life. Only worrying about getting down the river, getting to camp that night, and just concentrating on really the simplicity of life.
Right, Beaver Lodge. Here we are.
The bond that you get with your buddies on the river is incredible. We rely on each other for safety, getting to the bottom of the river in one piece, and that camaraderie that it creates is unlike any other friendships I've experienced in life.
All right. So yeah, this is the Beaver Lodge. This is one of the most classic places of whitewater history here in White Salmon. This is kind of the couch to crash on if you're just coming into town to paddle for a little bit, and I just haven't seen a more eccentric, amazing place than the Beaver Lodge. So we're just grabbing a few things that Nate needs to get, and we're off to the river.
The first time I got in contact with whitewater kayaking, my dad bought me a kayak when I was 6 years old, took me out to a lake, and I remember just paddling around on this lake, really no idea what I was doing, no idea how much whitewater kayaking was going to influence my life. I started early, and my dad would help push me along, make sure I was always having fun. That was the most important thing, was just having fun on the river. And I guess it's gotten to the point where fun is running Class 5 whitewater. Preparing for a multi-day kayaking expedition, you just look at the essentials: food, shelter, water. First and foremost, you need your boat, your spray skirt, and your paddle to be intact in one piece and functioning properly. And then your safety net is your helmet and your life jacket. At the end of the day, putting our lives on the line, needing our gear to work. So if we have equipment failure out there at any point in time, it could result in a very, very dangerous situations. Kayaks are made out of a fairly common plastic. They are very, very durable. Kayaks are these very robust almost unbreakable things. It's amazing to see where the sport has gone from very fragile fiberglass kayaks to very robust plastic kayaks. The maintenance on that boat is minimal. We'll paddle a kayak until it breaks and then get a new one. The other experience that really stands out is a 100-foot tall waterfall in Oregon that I decided to run about 4 years ago. I was at a pinnacle of my career in waterfall running, and I landed wrong on this waterfall. I flattened out going through the air, landed very hard, and fractured my L1 vertebrae all the way through. The neurosurgeon later told me that this was an injury that 90% of the people don't walk away from. So that was a huge wake-up call for me in my paddling career. I feel very, very fortunate to still be experiencing life in the way that I'm used to, getting around on 2 feet. The accident gave me a second chance. It made me think about what I was doing and made me realize that there's no margin for error and that there's a limit to what the human body can handle. It made me even more aware of my risk management and risk calculating. I feel like breaking my back is one of the greatest lessons I have ever been taught. It made me a better kayaker and a better person. I have many achievements in whitewater kayaking that I'm very proud of, but probably my greatest achievement is the world record waterfall descent of Palouse Falls at 190 feet. I ran Palouse Falls April of 2009, and almost 7 years later, it's still the world record. Just feel like it's become a part of me almost, that waterfall, and I am just really honored to have that experience in my lifetime, and it's been one of the most amazing things that I've been able to do. I would really love if someone someday comes along and was able to safely and successfully run a bigger waterfall than mine, approaching it with a good line and running it in style. Anything that anybody does in extreme sport is a stepping stone for the next generation to come. I'm a very competitive person, but at the end of the day, I understand that the only competition is against yourself. One of the most amazing things for me is just getting off a river after a long day, getting to camp, setting up, and just living the simple life. This is about as basic as it gets right here. Fire, some food, a simple tarp to sleep under, and for me, this just brings everything back to the roots. This is why I love kayaking. All right, cheers, Nate. Good day. Yeah. The beautiful thing about whitewater kayaking is that every rapid is different, every waterfall is different. And getting to the bottom of these is a lot like solving a puzzle, figuring out where the flow of the water is, where the current is that can take you through that water in the cleanest way possible. Rivers and water are such a tremendous force that it's really impossible to fight the water. You have to work with the water in every single sense to be able to get to the bottom of a waterfall or a rapid successfully. The way that I stay focused is visualization. I imprint a line into my brain before I run it. So I will look at a waterfall, look at a rapid, visualize myself running it over and over and over again until every single detail of it is ingrained in my mind. Before I go down the waterfall, the only thing in my mind at that moment is the drop itself, is what I need to do to run the waterfall safely. It's a moment of focus that is very, very crucial, because if your mind wanders at that point, or you become apprehensive or fearful, it throws off everything. So to be able to be focused, to be able to take your emotions, put them aside for that moment and be concentrated is important. And I feel like it's that mental concentration, that mind control that allows me to run big waterfalls safely. Any kind of extreme sport has a lot of risk management involved. I think that the common misconception people have about any extreme sport is that they are lunatics with a death wish. In reality, it's quite the opposite. Waterfall kayaking is about the art of being able to control your kayak during free fall. It's not just about recklessly going down a waterfall, but doing it safely, correctly, having built the skills to reach that point. Any river that I haven't done before is something that I want to do. One expedition that I'd really like to do right now is the upper Umla Karnali in Nepal. It's a 21-day trip through the Himalayas, through amazing mountains, with day after day of challenging whitewater. Live life once, make the most of it.